On Friday, the Cincinnati Bengals re-signed their star kicker, Evan Mcpherson. It's a 3-year contract extension worth $16.5 million. One of the best kickers in the league, and he is getting compensated as so. He's slated to make $10 million in new money in the first season of that contract, and that is the most a kicker has ever made in a single season. So far in his career, he's made 78 out of 93 field goals for an 84% success rate. But I think his most impressive stat is he's made all 19 field goal attempts in the postseason, and that is the second most without a miss to begin a postseason career. If I had to guess, I feel like the holder for that stat record would probably be Vinatieri. And yeah, man, good for the Bengals. The kicker position in the NFL is essentially musical chairs, with teams just trading and fluctuating through the kicker market every year. So if you got a guy, and if you got a great guy, you might as well lock him down and pay him as so. So good job, Cincinnati. It kind of brings up an interesting conversation as well. Who is the best kicker in the NFL right now? Let me know in the comments below who you think the best kicker is. It's definitely got to be Mcpherson, Justin Tucker, Young Ho Koo, Daniel Carlson, maybe Harrison Butker. Actually, Harrison Butker got a contract about a week ago. He got paid pretty well too, so fair play to him. Seems like a pretty cool guy, if you know what I mean. But let me know in the comments who you think the best kicker in the league is currently. I think all time, obviously, you got to go Adam Vinatieri, Hall of Famer. And just, not only was he like a great kicker, man, but I think it really comes down to the kicks in the clutch situations. I mean, he has some iconic kicks in his career. You know, Patriots, Rams, Super Bowl, getting that first one in New England, and then obviously that same year, the Tuck Rule game, kicking in the snow, 3-4 time Super Bowl champion. So all time, probably Adam Vinatieri, but currently right now in the NFL, I mean, Mcpherson, he's definitely top 3. Harrison Butker is definitely up there, man. I know Justin Tucker is kind of past his prime. I would say about like from 2014 to like 2020, it was definitely Justin Tucker, but I feel like now it's kind of like a debatable, subjective thing. So let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. Now, other Cincinnati Bengals news. The only guy that might not be a fan of this deal is actually probably T. Higgins. Dude wants to get paid. He's been wanting to get paid for a minute now. A couple years, I feel like. But, you know, he's being a man and he's honoring his contract. He's not causing any drama. And he knows it's probably going to be his last year in Cincinnati, which is kind of makes it a low-key big year for the Bengals because, you know, that Jamar Chase contract also is coming up. And I don't know how much money they're going to have in the future to add pieces around Joe Burrow. They actually lost Chris Evans, their running back. Sure, he wasn't a starter, but when your running back room is kind of a big fat question mark, I feel like losing a guy that has shown flashes, it's kind of like a low-key big loss, but whatever, man. Sucks. But yeah, man, T. Higgins, it looks like it's going to be his last year in Cincinnati, unfortunately, or fortunately. He was rumored to get traded early on in the offseason. A lot of teams were actually interested. I remember, I don't know how true it was, but there was a lot of reports suggesting the Lions. I think that would have been really interesting. But regardless, it's going to be Cincinnati's last ride with the big 3, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. So we'll see what happens this year, man. We'll see what happens. But speaking of Jamar Chase, he also has to get a monster contract. Right now, Justin Jefferson is getting paid $35 million a year. I feel like Jamar Chase is right there as well, 35, 34, 33 mil a year. So we'll see when that gets done. It was actually reported a few hours ago that the Cowboys offered CeeDee Lamb 33 mil a year. Not sure if he's going to take that or not. I mean, that's a lot of money to turn down, man. That's a lot of money to turn down. And I know, obviously he wants to get paid as the top dog. 35 mil. He wants that number right up there with Justin Jefferson. But I don't know. That's just that's tough to turn down. But it looks like he might do that. What will Jamar Chase get? I guess we'll find out soon enough. But a story that hasn't really been talked about too often, at least in the national media. I gotta be honest, I'm not big in the Cincinnati Bengals media and beat writers, so I don't know if they're talking about this every day, but Joe Burrow is still dealing with his wrist. He has yet to throw for 5 consecutive days. Usually he only throws for 2 or 3 days and then takes breaks, i.e. not throwing at all for a few days. And I just think that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. And to hear that it's just such a rare injury he suffered with his wrist that not even pitchers in the MLB suffer that sort of injury. Again, it's kind of scary. That's why this year is so intriguing for a plethora of reasons. The T. Higgins thing, the last ride, the Joe Burrow, can he bounce back, and can he stay healthy in general, man? Yeah, that's something to definitely monitor if you're a Bengals fan, if you're a Joe Burrow fan. I honestly was not aware of this until just recently, but we'll see if it holds up. I hope it does, because Joe Burrow, I think he could go down as the all-time great quarterbacks. Maybe not in the top 5, obviously, but top 15, top 20 all-time. He's got to figure out a way to stay healthy, because since entering the NFL, he's been pretty injury-prone. With that being said, let me know what y'all think. Is Mcpherson the best kicker in the league? What do you think about the Bengals going into 2024, 2025? Think Joe Burrow's going to stay healthy? T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, would you pay them? Let me know. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
And it's all up to the head coach getting this done.
The Rams seem to be taking out their anger today, Phil, coming off that really tough loss of a week ago that came down to the wire, and now they've come out here and executed in every department.
Yeah, they were angry after last week's loss. Look, we all know they're a good football team, and they came out today to prove that.